You know, nothing new to speak on than what we talked about yesterday. I would say this. I am going to open with this because I think this is important. We're playing better for a number of reasons, and certainly the growth has a lot to do with that. But I certainly don't ever want anyone to understand or not to understand that the part of all of that, probably the biggest part of that, are guys like, Decker and Ragnow, JD being back, Kabinda, some of these guys that have been here, CJ Moore, Romeo, they've kind of been through, a number of things, but man, they've been steady rocks. I mean, Frank plays with stuff every week, man, and guts it out. And, sometimes you lose sight of them because you don't ever want to take them for granted, but they play at such a high level week in, week out. But they're a huge part of our success. Even Brockers, even though he hadn't been activated, he's a huge part, man. He's helped develop those young guys in that D-line room. So I just don't ever want that to be lost. Those guys are damn good players for us, but they've been outstanding in the locker room. They're great leaders and they're workers, and they set the tone for everybody. And those young bucks just fall right in line. So, we got a number of those guys. I talked about yesterday everything. I thought the big play was the sack fumble before half by Bugs, and then Kirby, picking it up. That was huge. We should have gotten some points out of it. Didn't work out, but we did keep them from getting points. And then to come out in the third quarter, defense gets a 3-and-out offense. We stall out, but yet, CJ Moore, that punt team did a hell of a job, get it back. And, that ends up being a 6.5-minute drive that, our 7-minute drive that we scored a touchdown on. And Goff did a hell of a job in there. It was big. And then fourth quarter, we just kind of took control of the game. We were able to possess the ball, come away with the points. When they were able to score a touchdown, we scored a touchdown. They get a field goal, we got a field goal, but we possessed it longer too, and we were able to close it out. Defensively, came up big, obviously in the red zone, limited points, and one of our goals was to shut down Cook. We know how dynamic of a runner he is, but 15 carries, 23 yards, 1.5-yard average, that's about as good as you're going to do against a guy like that. I mean, you'd be lucky to do that against him, so our defense really stepped up. It wasn't perfect, but made plays to give back the offense. So all three units did a hell of a job.
One thing, your team's been able to handle a lot of different situations. First of all, just getting off the losing streak. What has given them that ability to, win on the road, win in different situations and all that?
I just think everything that we've talked about, the things we do in practice, the things we've been preaching for weeks, and you just stay the course, and I think you learn, and it's important. I said it before, but it's when it doesn't go your way, if you don't learn from it, that's the problem, But if you're able to continue to learn from your errors, your mistakes, things you can get better at, then you'll always grow, and we've been able to do that. So. We've been better every week.
Hurdles you've been clearing through this 5-1 stretch, whether it's winning 3 in a row or winning road games, still a lot of work to do here down the stretch of the season. So what's one area that you're still looking at as like, we've got to clean this up if we're going to sustain this thing into through the rest of the month? Well,
first of all, we got to get better in our run game. We have to have better run efficiency on offense. That's a definite. It doesn't mean we have to run the ball more. It means we need to be much more efficient, and we can be with those guys we got up front, our tight ends, our backs, everything. Shoot, our receivers. Everybody's got a hand in the run efficiency. We got to be better. We haven't been as good. Now, Goff and those receivers and our pass pro has been outstanding. We've been able to, you want to try to take the run away a little bit. We've been able to answer that in the pass attack, but yet you still need to be able to have efficient runs. And we got to be better. We can be better. Defensively there again, getting takeaways has been good for us, and it's got to continue to stay that way. There again, I think, man, just being efficient on first and second down, because we're pretty good if we can get them in third and long. You get 3rd and 7+, 3rd and 6+. We've been pretty good in that range, and certainly I think that's a key, man. We got to get off the field. We get teams. in that type of situation, man, we have to close them out. You know, we can't let them to continue to get a first down and extend the drive. So, you know, I think those two of the big things there. And we've been pretty consistent on special teams. You know, I still feel like we got a lot of yards out there and returns that we can still get. I mean, Leaf's doing a hell of a job. You know, I mean, he's giving us something every week. There's a couple of times we can just hold on a block just a little bit longer. I mean, we're talking about these things are touchdowns. These aren't just big returns. They could be touchdowns. So, you know, I think that's the big thing. But ultimately, if we just will hold on to the football, we don't turn the ball over, and, you know, we continue to play pretty solid special teams, you know, we got a chance.
Last night being exhausted coming off that game, and I know it's kind of normal, right, big game and whatnot, but it was a big game. So how do you, I don't know, what do you do this week to make sure there's no hangover from a big win, I guess?
Yeah, you hit it head on. You tell the team exactly, you know, that's an error that has come before with some teams when these things happen, and you just tell them exactly how you feel. This is the deal. This is what can happen if we allow it. Are we going to allow it or not? You know, and then they make up their mind. They're pretty good about that. You know, they're grown men and they understand, and we'll make sure they understand. So we're in a good spot right now. They continue to look right in front of them. You know, listen, we got enough smart guys. They understand what's right in front of us, and that's New York Jets, who is a very tough physical team, and they're very much in the race. And you're crazy if you don't think they want it. They'll be coming with everything they've got against us, and so this is going to be, you know, this is going to be one of those, man. We got to be locked and loaded and ready to go. I mean, this would be a physical game.
Jared's gotten a lot of, you know, questions, doubters, whatever you want to talk about, you know, in the last couple of years that he's been here. Obviously, he's playing at the best level he's played at since he's been here. Where is your level of confidence with him leading this offense? Has it grown, or has it always been there?
No, well, yeah. Look, I would say it's grown as the season's gone, and I would just say, you know, I had a lot of confidence in his ability to move the football and to get us in the right place and to be efficient. But there was things early, you know, where we were really trying to, man, we're trying to outscore. We're really trying to push the ball where there would be times where a little bit you're holding your breath, just, you know, you get the wrist, but, man, careful with it. And it bit us a little bit. And for any quarterback, that's a hard spot to be in because you don't want him to do it, but yet you know you need to score. That's kind of where we were at. And I don't feel that way. I've lost that feeling. It's been a long time, man. I have complete faith in the guy. He's done an unbelievable job just, I mean, getting us in the right play, decision-making, his ball accuracy. He made about 3 or 4 throws yesterday with pressure right in his face. You know, we kind of got beat a couple of times inside quickly, and he stood right in there and just made throws that were on the money. And that's, listen, that's credit to him. They're blocking well up front, but the couple of times where it did kind of come through, you know, man, he's made a conscious effort to sit in here. He trusts those guys and man, to follow through and make the throws. So I have the utmost faith in the guy right now.
You know, he's obviously gone through a lot of turmoil in his career, from his Rams days to getting traded, all that, the whole stuff, the whole arc, you know, we all know about it. What do you think is the single strongest attribute that he has that's gotten him through it? And just don't cigarette though.
Yeah, well, his ability to bounce back, his ability to rise to the occasion. To, man, when it does look like it's at its worst, man, he can block everything out and he can refocus and say, you know what, there's all these things, you know, and all this noise that on the outside, and for us to just say, and for him to identify, just do this better, just worry about this, and for him to just hone in on that and really work on it, and then you see that he's able to get better from it. I think that's big, you know, and it's some of those moments that he's had where his back was against the wall. I think he's come out and really played some of his best football, and so I think that speaks to his character. He is a resilient person, and because he's had to overcome a lot, and I think he's in a great place right now, and he's earned that.
Right now, you know, Kabinda, Moore, all those guys, they're
vets, but they're also some of the guys that have been here the longest.
That's right.
So what does this mean to them to sort of be a part of that, and how much is that sort of
Yeah, I mean,
elevated?
look, I could go down the other, some of the guys we brought in. I mean, we already talked about Brockers, but Alex certainly. I mean, he's been a big part of who we are. Jamal Williams, but yeah, the guys that's who I think. And honestly, probably, I know they're all kind of similar, but Decker's one of the guys I think about because he really is. He's the player who's been around here the longest, and he saw some early success, and then it was some rough times, and now to be able to just kind of have some hope back is probably the best way to say it. I know he's having fun, but he's very much invested in this team, man. He's all in, but that's one of the guys you want to win for. I mean, you want to help him get there. So, but we appreciate it, man. He's putting in the work. He's all in, and he's a true pro.
Being part of a lot of winning teams with the Saints, does this young team remind you of any of those teams that were playoff caliber?
I would say there was a lot of things. I don't want to dive too far into it, but I would say 17 reminds me there are similarities. We had a very young crop of pretty good players, and we had some very good veteran players. And so there's some things about it, and we were a little bit. Nobody knew what we were going to be able to do, but we could battle it out. We were a tough team. We were physical, and we could kind of compete in a number of different ways. So to me, there are some similarities. But listen, I like where we're at. Our guys continue to battle, but we got 4 tough ones ahead of us. There are no, you could win. Did you see what Jacksonville? I mean, listen, man, there's dangerous teams in this league, and every week you never know what can happen. And so you got to prepare to win. You got to have a dang good game plan. Your guys got to believe in it, and they got to work at it, and they got to trust in it, and then, man, you got to have things go your way too. So we're in a good spot right now. We got a tough opponent, and it's on to the next one.
And real quick before you go, how is Okuda feeling? And just maybe a word about trying to fight through that illness yesterday. We saw him in and out. I'm sure it's meaningful.
Yeah, listen, it was a heck of a job by him just trying to gut it out. I mean, he didn't have a ton of energy coming off what he did, but he went out there and tried to compete, and it was a huge stop. It was a huge stop. I mean, that was an unbelievable play, 4th and 1 for him to get in there and make it. Really, he played off of Kaminsky, so it was just twofold for him to play off of that, what Kaminsky was doing, and then him to create the stop. It was huge. So that was big. But yeah, he was obviously, he didn't quite have all the energy coming off of it, but we anticipate him obviously feeling better and being ready to go.